I said, just try to eat something. You know, you might make you feel better. Well, she ate a little bit and said, I can't eat anymore. She goes, I just want to go home.
It had been several hours since Jocelyn Troyer came home with a splitting headache. She got hit in the head with a softball during batting practice with a friend. Now out to dinner with her family, she was getting worse.
We go out, we get out in the parking lot, and she immediately throws up. So I knew right away, I said, she's got a concussion, but to what severity?
As a precaution, her parents, Kevin and Susan, decided to take her to the ER.
I just thought we were going to go through a couple tests and bring her back home.
Dr. Jeff Cameron was the attending physician.
She would answer questions yes or no, but she wasn't acting like a normal 14-year-old. So the CAT scan got ordered, and then everything changed.
Dr. Cameron comes in and he goes, you guys, I want to show you something. What you're seeing right here, this is a bleed on the brain.
An artery had ruptured, putting massive pressure on her brain.
The artery's pumping out blood, pumping out blood. There's nothing to stop it. There's no place for that to go except to push the brain. And that's called a herniation. That usually equates to death.
Moments later, Jocelyn lapsed into a coma.
I just remember him saying, we're sending her north, but I make you no promises. And I just immediately was like, it's yours, God. Because I didn't even have any of this at that point. I recognized that it wasn't up to us.
But a bad storm had moved in, and the medevac chopper was grounded. Jocelyn would have to be taken the 60 miles in an ambulance.
Everybody's on pins and needles because she's got a long ambulance right in front of her. And could she deteriorate and crash 30 minutes up the road? She could. And then what do you do?
Kevin and Susan started making their way to Akron.
I got my phone out. I have a very, very strong Christian lady friend. I called her. I said, prayer chains, whatever you can do. Some ladies at church, some ladies at school. I actually felt a very calm come over, like, this isn't mine. This is yours, God.
The ambulance crew got Jocelyn to the hospital safely, where she was rushed into surgery. Soon, friends and family started gathering in the waiting room to pray.
The coach showed up. Our pastor, who was new to the area, drove up. And now you're praying, let her survive the surgery.
People watching a basketball game at Jocelyn's high school also got the word.
The next thing you know, we're getting text messages at the basketball game. Everybody's passing around, pray for Jocelyn. And it's like, this is unreal.
At 3 a.m., the Troyers learned that Jocelyn had made it through surgery, and they were allowed to see her in ICU. Whether she had any permanent damage was yet to be seen.
I was just hoping for the best because at that time you're just still numb. You're just trying to take it all in yet, you know, and you're just hoping everything comes out right.
I would say probably a little fearful, but very realistic. You sit there and all you have in this ICU room are the monitors that beep. And all I did was sit at her bedside.
Throughout the day, nurses woke Jocelyn up to check on her and ask her simple questions.
We have a child with a lot of spunk, a lot of fire, a lot of competitiveness. They woke the kid every hour, and they would ask her name and the date. And then they wanted to switch it up a little bit, and the guy says to her, and who's the president? She looks up and she says, I am. And my heart just sank.
A couple hours later, she realized Jocelyn was back to her old self.
I was just like, Mom, I'm not that stupid. I know the president was Barack Obama. And she's like, you can't do that. And I was like...
That's when I knew I had my kid back. So we were still in ICU, but that little bit of wit told me that she's fine.
Through prayer and the immediate decisions of the medical staff, Jocelyn is back in the game.
All the right people were in all the right places that night.
I think that healthcare providers are tools for a higher power. There's this 16-year-old out there who's leading a normal life, and I was able to play a small role in that. And that's the only takeaway I need.
Prayer is just powerful. I mean, prayer is really that tipping of the scale, so to speak.
Jocelyn's doctor advised against playing softball, but did allow her to try a new sport. She joined the golf team and made it to the state tournament only 6 months after her injury. She credits God for her survival.
I believe that He has a purpose for me, in my life. We may not know what it is yet, but he definitely does. So I think that's why he kept me on this earth.